Hello, beautiful souls. Today's pick a card reading uses the tarot, oracle cards, and runes to bring in some Norse Viking messages that you need to hear. This reading is timeless, so whenever you see it is when you were meant to see it. We have pile number 1 with Hell. We have pile number 2 with Manaz. We have pile number 3 with the Valkyries. And we have pile number 4 with Thor. Timestamps for each pile are in the description, as well as all the decks I'm using in this video. I will start with pile number 1, and if you need more time to choose a pile, please pause the video until you're ready. Here we go. Okay, my pile number 1, you chose Hagalaz. The rune Hagalaz. Hagalaz is hail. It's storms. It's natural, unexpected, sudden, disruptive forces. It's for your own good in the end. It's about making sure that your foundation is strong, that, you can see these changes coming, you can feel the storm coming, but these are natural forces. There's nothing you can do. It's uncontrollable, nothing you can do. And, you're gonna weather the storm and come out of it, even if you do have to rebuild a little bit. It's best for you in the long run, because then you'll have that strong foundation. You can handle anything that life throws at you and come out stronger. This rune isn't necessarily good or bad. It's just change. It's sudden and uncontrollable. It's something that you have no say over whatsoever. The forces of nature. Okay, and then we have Hell, the goddess Hel. That is a pretty good picture of her, I guess. And she is the daughter of Loki, and she rules the realm of Hell, or the Hall of Helheim, which is the house of Hell. But it's not hell in the Christian sense of the word. It's a peaceful place where most people went. I mean, there were people who died in battle that went to Valhalla or Folkvanger, Freya's hall or Odin's hall, all the different gods. There were lots of places to go, but hell really is where the majority of people, the farmers, the people that were just home and weren't in battle, that's where they went when they passed away, was hell. And this card is really saying that things aren't always what they seem. Death itself is just a transformation. And it could also be that you need to rest after working really hard. Let's see, what else? You have the halls, which we were just talking about, the halls with Hell. You have Fehu. You have Os or Ansus. And Scotty. All right, well, let's see here. We're going to push that up. And then we're going to bring these down here. All right. Let's see what our messages are here. All right, let's see. The halls. This is a cool looking card. I kind of see them as other dimensions, but everyone sees things in their own way. The halls, this is about being rewarded for hard work. It's about being brave even if you're afraid. That Norse concept of dying in battle with bravery and right action. It's that concept of doing the right thing for everyone, for the good of all. It's kind of like indigenous peoples, it's community-based, not like the Western modern belief of the individual above all else. This is more about working together, and it's about really right action, being able to do the right thing, even if it doesn't necessarily resonate with everyone else. So yes, we have quite a um, kind of a death theme going here with this, but it's death, like I said, is a transformation. Let's see. And then you have Fehu, and this is fee or money. This is the rune of prosperity, abundance, no worries. It's seeing the abundance that's already all the way around you, having gratitude for that, and changing the scarcity mindset so that you take it from scarcity to gratitude, and having that gratitude for everything you already have will bring more abundance in. Beautiful. But yes, it's very much the rune of money and abundance and prosperity. So beautiful. And it's telling you that everything is okay. All is well. And then you have Os, or Ansus is how I know it. Ansus is like answers. The word answers. It's divine communication. It's spiritual gifts. Answers will be provided. It's looking for messages in signs and omens, you know, things like songs or song lyrics or words, dreams, visions, downloads, divine wisdom. This is that divine wisdom coming in. And see, it's almost like an infinity sign there on the card. So it's that infinite wisdom coming in, answers. And then you have Skadi. And Skadi is the goddess. See, she's even wearing the snowshoes. She's kind of the snow goddess, the mountain goddess. She's part of the Aesir, and she's a wife of Njord, the sea god. But see, when I can't remember exactly how the story goes, but she has to pick her husband by just looking at his feet. And she picks Njord. And Njord is the sea god, and she's a mountain goddess. So snow, wolves, mountains, all of that kind of thing is her thing. And their marriage really didn't work out because he, being a sea god, didn't want to be up in the mountains, and she didn't want to be down in the sea. So they really couldn't figure that out or work that out because, that was not her. She couldn't ignore who she was with wanting the snow and the mountains and the wolves. Even though she tried to live by the sea for a short period of time, it really wasn't her. It wasn't being true to herself. So this card is all about being true to yourself and being authentic, knowing what you want, knowing what matters to you, knowing yourself, and not losing sight of yourself, being honest and direct, and having the courage to stay true to yourself and knowing your values. So it's very much about that. So I think this transformation that you are going through is quite a change. I think that you're in a good place financially, but now you're kind of, in the physical realm, you're in a good place. But now in the spiritual realm, you're coming out of this, like, oh, what do I want to say here? How do I put this? You're coming out of like this, almost like not seeing the spiritual side at all. You were kind of focused so much on the material world, the physical world, that you weren't really seeing the spiritual world. It was kind of that way, one-sided. But then suddenly you're going to have this divine communication, which is that sudden uncontrollable thing can be that divine communication, that divine boom, something shakes you up. And while you're good in the physical material realm and everything is okay, you're going to have this spiritual awakening, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And it's coming back to yourself. It's coming back to your true, authentic self is really what you're doing. But you've ignored it for a while, and now, boom, it's like sudden, here, now, like all of a sudden. I don't know if this is like a near death kind of thing or what happened that suddenly set off this transformation that you have, but it's a vast transformation. Let's get some more clarity here on this transformation and what you need to know. All right. We've got union and awareness. Okay. Excuse me. All right, union. You have seen and unseen allies. Draw upon their strength. Join forces with friends and flourish. Yes. And these allies are in the spiritual realm as well as in the physical realm. And then you have awareness. Pay attention to the subtleties. Look with new eyes. There are signs and omens everywhere. And that's exactly what I said with Ansu's there. It's that spiritual awareness that you're suddenly getting now. And it's about paying attention to that because there are messages in that for you. You've got to trust yourself. Trust who you really are. Don't try to be someone you're not, I guess is really what this reading is telling you. To stay true to yourself and don't try to be someone you're not. Let's see. But it's very interesting. We have the validation of the Ansus, the answers coming in with the signs and omens and the awareness. It is this new awareness you have now of these other realms, these halls, these other deities. You're suddenly getting that awareness now of all of that unseen world that you didn't necessarily pay attention to as much before. Now, all of a sudden, it's very real to you and very, you've experienced it, not just believe in it. There's a difference there. You've experienced it. And let's see what the clarification is here. Whoops. All right. Yes. And now you've got the Four of Wands and the Hierophant turned upside down. And we'll do one more too. Let's see. All right. And yes, you've got the World reversed upside down. Okay, that makes perfect sense in this. I don't usually read the reversed meanings, but this is very much, through all of this, if you look at this Four of Wands, it's all about celebration, but it's also very spiritual. It's kind of like all the spirit realm. You're now able to see that spiritual side that you couldn't see before. And yes, it's a celebration, but it's also, if you look, it's very much about the spirits and the spirituality and seeing that other side and knowing that it's there. It's suddenly illuminated for you. Okay. And then you have the Hierophant reversed. And the Hierophant is that traditional kind of traditional religion, I guess, is what I always think of him with. He's very much about keeping things the same, tradition, keeping tradition alive. And he's kind of, there's one way to do it, and that's the only way, and this and that. And so having that reversed, come out reversed, is telling you that you need to shake things up and not see things as only one way. See, if you look at these two cards together, okay, you have up here the sun and the spirit realm and all of that. Whereas here, you've got it down here. So it's kind of that mirror reflection of as above, so below, as within, so without. It's showing you that that light is within you. It's both illuminating you and illuminating the issues, illuminating what you're not being true to yourself about. It's having that courage to really go within and really get clear on what you want, what you value, and not doing things just because that's how it's always been done. You have the creativity to now do things in a different way, to shake things up. And you're getting these answers and these omens and signs. And then, see, it turns your world upside down. Literally. I mean, I don't think you could be more direct than that. When the card comes out like that, it's literally your world is turned upside down. Your world is turned upside down. You've been so focused on the material realm that suddenly this experience of the halls and hell and the other side, the other realms, the other dimensions are suddenly appearing to you, and you're suddenly getting all these downloads and these messages and realizing that that's who you truly are. That's who your true self is the spiritual. And, it's cause for celebration, but it's also illuminating everything. And it's not doing things the way they've always been done. And then guess what? Your world gets turned upside down. But it's a positive way, in such a positive way, because you have to have the physical and the spiritual. You have to have that balance, because everything in balance. You can't be all spiritual. You have to also be earthy and grounded, but you can't be just grounded and earthy and just focused on the material, selfish things. You have to think about things in the way of community, of others, of joining with other people, and how you can work together. With this halls and that union, it's all about working together in the community and spreading the awareness and the messages that you're getting. It's amazing. We're going to do one more here. We'll do one of these and just see what your final message is here. But it's beautiful. I mean, yes, your world is being turned upside down, which really does go with Hagalaz for the rune. It's just, but it's in a good way that is, we don't need that. It's in a good way. It's rebuilding and making sure your foundations are strong, that you are true to yourself, that you are authentic. Have the bravery and the courage to be authentic, to know what you want, and to not settle for anything less. We're going to take that one. Live your dreams. Whoops. Dearest you, isn't it amazing how things seem to come around again, full circle, in ways you could not possibly have planned? You wonder how a dream could die, only to be resurrected years later when you're really ready. You thought it was time back then, but your wisdom knows better than your small self, whose desires are unmet. Now here you are with a new opportunity to do things from a different, more mature perspective. We want you to trust that in this new opportunity for rebirth, you'll be called in two directions. The one that is familiar will be the right one, the one that is unfamiliar will be the right one. In the unknown spaces, the uncharted places of infinite potential, we are waiting to guide you into your fullest life. Big bounty will come if you remain in the present. You will have come full circle, and now you can see that everything changes, is made new, and is given new hope. Loving you always. Now, I guess the Freudian slip there with that feeling, the one that's unfamiliar, I think that slipped with saying the familiar, because I feel like whatever this that you're going through is very familiar to your soul. So it's not necessarily the unfamiliar. It's that feeling of coming home to whatever it is. You have that comfort, that feeling of, wow, I've been here before, I know this. And it's that familiarity that is very strong, because it speaks to your spirit. And but it's that kind of familiarity. They're saying to get out of your comfort zone. Don't be stuck in this physical material world. Get out of that comfort zone, join with others, and be aware of all these changes. So it's a beautiful, beautiful message. Don't stay in your comfort zone. Listen to these signs and omens that you're getting and this awareness, and share your awareness with others. um, Beautiful, beautiful reading. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so, so much for watching. And until next time, hugs and blessings to you. Okay, my pile number 2. You chose the rune Nethuz. Oops, get it up there where you can see it. It's a lot like Gibo, but it has a slightly longer one arm there, and it's less wide. Gibo's a straight X, and this is more of a together X, I guess. But Nethuz is that need or necessity. It's restraint, constraint. It's that feeling of being left out in the cold, and realizing how important community is. It's that need for support. It's, looking at your basic needs and seeing what's not being met. Are you limiting yourself? And it can be about buckling down and doing what needs to be done. I'll put that up there. And then you chose Manaz. And Manaz, the rune Manaz, is, put him up there. Very cool picture. Manaz is the rune of mankind. It's the higher self and the ego self combined. It's that as above, so below, as within, so without. How your outer reality is really a reflection of your inner reality. It's that interconnection, how everything is interconnected, how gods and man, we're all one, we're all connected. So it's really that. And it's also can be the other side, the fairy realm, that kind of energy. I guess in the last reading it was the halls, that kind of energy of the other dimensions and realms. Let's see here. We have Saulu. We have Burkana, Tiwaz, and Manaz again. Okay, wow, you guys have all runes. This must be a rune reading, I guess. I'll just bring these down here where you can see them a little better. All right, let's see where this is going. We've got Saulu, or Solu, Soululo. I don't know how you, Soululo, Saulu. I always say Saulu. I know my pronunciation's not always the best, but Saulu is the sun. It's sunlight. I think this is supposed to be the goddess Sol. She was the goddess of the sun. Mani was the goddess of the moon. We had in Norse, it is reversed. A lot of people think of the goddess as the moon and the god as the sun, but in Norse, it was the goddess Sol that was the sun. And so Solu is literally the sun, and it can be warmth and comfort, on a lazy summer's day, but it can also be destructive, as in laying in the sun for too long and getting a sunburn, but light is necessary to see the shadows. It illuminates everything so that then through being illuminated, you can become aware of it and see it and acknowledge it. And then that is when the true integration and healing can occur. It's that optimism and positivity, which gives you the strength to face your shadows. Yes, beautiful. Okay. So then you've got Burkano. And Burkano is the birch tree. Or I have always known it as Burkana. But it's the birch tree. It's the divine feminine. The fertile land. It's that receptive, yielding, nurturing, giving, passionate and creative kind of, going with the flow. It can be a birth. It can be a new idea, a new beginning. That's kind of the energy of this Berkana. And if you look there, you've even got the sun a little bit in that card. And the sun is necessary for plants to grow. So, you've kind of got that interconnection here with Soalu and Berkano, And then you have Tiwaz. And Tiwaz is the rune of Tyr. This is the spiritual warrior. This is that focus and discipline and loyalty, the victory rune. A lot of times Vikings had that on their shield when they went into battle. Tyr was really the leader. He was very much that kind of energy, very noble and protective. So it can also mean Tyr's protection, that you have that divine protection. Which is interesting, you have the masculine and the feminine here between Berkano and Tiwaz. And so it's interesting. You have to have a balance between the masculine and the feminine, And then you have Manaz again, and they call it Mater. I'm not sure how to pronounce that either, but it's Manaz. It's the same rune as this one. You actually have it twice. So it's that interconnection. So I think it's about, it's being illuminated for you and coming out right now. The thing that you need to face is basically balancing your masculine and feminine sides, being both ambitious and the go-getter, but also yielding and creative. You've got to have both. You've got to have the sun for both of these, So to me, the sun's always been masculine. So I think that's where why I remember Soul and Manny so well, because that just always seemed backwards. But it makes sense. It really does. At any rate, it's about that interconnection, that community, the whole connection with the other side, and balancing the masculine and feminine within you. We all have masculine, we all have feminine. Whether you're male, female, this has nothing to do with gender or anything else. We all have the divine masculine, the divine feminine within us. So it's about finding that balance. And seeing the connections of everything too. The interconnectedness of everything is extremely important for you. Let's see. What else do you need to know? Yes. Prosperity. Focus on the positive and more good will come. Give thanks for blessings and they will multiply. Prosperity begins in the mind. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. So whatever your needs are, your material needs are being met. You will have prosperity and abundance, but it's also not allowing yourself to go into that negative scarcity mindset. It's staying in that positive frame of mind and being thankful for everything that you already have. Let's see. And action. Action is very much the masculine principle. Stop hesitating. Movement creates the magic. Nothing can hold you back. Yes. So action is that masculine. And the receptive feminine side also. You've kind of got both sides there. Actually, we'll do one more too and see. But it's about keeping your thoughts positive and not being dragged down into... Don't constrain yourself. Don't restrain yourself. It's about letting yourself see the connections that are there. And that constraint, the limitations are all self-imposed. You're limiting yourself. Have kindness. Live with compassion. Open your heart to all life forms. Be an angel with hands. Yes. This is about volunteering. This Nathuz can be that feeling of being left out in the cold. It reminds me of the one tarot card where they're excommunicated or whatever, and they see people inside the warm church or the warm room, and they're off in the cold by themselves. And it reminds me of that kind of feeling. It's that cold kind of, you feel left out. You feel like you don't have this connection. But this is all telling you that you do have that connection. But the way to start with that is by volunteering, by helping others, being of service to others. I know this says kindness, and it's also about being kind to yourself as well as others. And, going with the flow, but also taking action and helping others in some way, because that is how you build a new community with the people that will connect with you on a deeper level and understand you. They're the ones that will get you, I mean, I don't know how else to put it. That's all that's coming in is just, be with the ones that get you, that they understand you. And that's, I feel like, the interconnectedness here. You've got, one could represent the spiritual side and one represents the material side. Or the physical side. Your prosperity, your physical, material things are being met. Now it's time to balance this out, balance the masculine and feminine, and then be of service to others. By doing something kind for someone else, you then raise your own vibrations up more, and you're taking that action to do something for someone else. The more good you send out, the more good that comes back. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy there. Let's see what else we get. We have the Devil, and it's reversed. Okay. Are these cards upside down? They're not even upside down. Okay. We had reversed ones come out in the last one, too. And then we have Temperance. And it's reversed. So with Temperance is always that moderation. It's always that balance, the yin and yang symbol there. And it's very much about having everything in balance. And by having it come out reverse like this, it's showing that this is out of balance, that you've been leaning too far one way or the other. And it's time to bring that back into balance. And not to, the devil is not evil. It's not that. It's that things that hold you back. I always think of it as your fears, your insecurities, your limiting beliefs. And I feel like your limiting beliefs, that Nathuz, this is tied in with that. It's that you've been limiting yourself. You've been imposing all these limitations on yourself and not seeing how you've got divinity. You are a sovereign soul, how you have divinity within you. And you are a part of divinity. They need you like you need them. It all ties together. There is that interconnection there. Everything is interconnected in the web of weird. I mean, and it's so by hurting yourself, by limiting yourself, you need to come out of that and balance the masculine and feminine out. Get to that point of balance instead of being one way or the other too much. So don't be all in the material realm, but don't be all in the spiritual realm. Balance the masculine and feminine. Be of service to others. Be kind. Sometimes I think when things don't seem to be going our way, it's easy to get caught in the trap, the devil's trap of bitterness and anger and judgment and those lower emotions. And it's time to come up out of that. It's time to let go of that anger and judgment and things like that, and come up out of that into the sunlight, with the sun. It's beautiful. Come up out of that. Quit limiting yourself, because there are no limits, and do something for someone else without really thinking about what you're going to get out of it. Volunteer. Do something for someone. And that is what's going to help you and help someone else. But it's always being of service and that generosity in your heart and soul that you're going to see repaid. Maybe not directly. Live your dreams. I don't know if this is the same one as we had the last time. That's weird. Let's see. Yeah, I think it is. Dearest you, isn't it amazing how things seem to come around again, full circle in ways you could not have planned? You wonder how a dream could die, only to be resurrected years later when you're ready. You thought it was time back then, but your wisdom knows better than your small self, whose desires are unmet, the needs. Now here you are with this new opportunity to do things from a different, more mature, balanced perspective. We want you to trust that in this new opportunity for rebirth, you'll be called in two different directions, and the one that is from unfamiliar will be the right one. In the unknown spaces, the uncharted places of infinite potential, we are waiting to guide you into your fullest life. Big bounty will come if you remain in the present. You have come full circle, and now you can see that everything changes, is made new, and is given new hope. Loving you always. Yes. You have this new opportunity to do things over that maybe in the past held you back, and now you're able to come from a different perspective, a balanced perspective, and actually do something about it. And actually it's going to succeed now, whereas it might not have in the past. So don't let that past hold you back. Move forward and be of service to others. Shine your light. Be the sun. I think that's all your messages. I hope you have a wonderful day or night. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Till next time, hugs and blessings to you. Okay, my pile number 3. You chose, let's see, the rune Berkana. Berkana is the birch tree. We just had this in the last reading as well. It's the divine feminine. It's that womb, the fertile land, that receptive, nurturing, giving, passionate, and creative kind of divine feminine. It's going with the flow and yielding. It can be a birth, a pregnancy, new ideas, that kind of thing. It's things that still need to be nurtured and grown, but it's there. It's that new idea. That's that divine feminine. Let's see. And then we have the Valkyries. The Valkyries, isn't that a cool picture? I love it. The Valkyries are these beautiful but terrifying women who are known as the choosers of the slain, or shield maidens, or mead maidens. They are the ones who selected on the battlefield the bravest and the worthiest from the ones that died in battle. And then they either took them to Valhalla or Folkvang, Freya's Hall. And so the Valkyries were kind of that angel of death kind of in the Norse, I guess, in a way. I don't know. They worked very closely with Freya and Odin at any rate. And their energy is really kind of that powerful, but wild and primal and free. They're just they offer redemption. They offer relief from battle. You can use their courage and their energy to give you courage and to release any regrets or insecurities or fears that you might have. What's holding you back? They can help you with releasing that. Beautiful. Then let's see, we've got Iwas. Well, Dagaz. We've got Yggdrasil. And we've got Thor. Awesome. Let's move this up here. We'll put these down here. Kind of seems like my camera's moved or tipped or something. All right. Oh, where were we? Iwas is another rune. It is the rune of the horse, movement, action, speed. It's that, the horse that wants to run, that chomping at the bit. It can also be a status symbol, or, having and keeping your dignity in the face of adversity. It's the ability to move between realms, to astral travel, and it can also be psychic abilities. It's that kind of, and it also, with the horse, I always associate that with freedom. And with the Valkyries and freedom, and this with freedom, it may be that freedom is a new concept for you. Freedom from regret, freedom from holding yourself back. And then you have Dagaz. Dagaz is the breakthrough rune. I mean, that's, that sudden flash of insight. It could be that sudden flash of insight that, you can be free, that you don't have to, live in regret. You can't change the past, so why have regrets? You can only learn from it. Take it as an opportunity of learning and move forward. So you have this breakthrough, this flash of insight, this aha moment. Dagaz also works with your lower chakras, with the red and the orange and the yellow, for your root chakra, your sacral chakra. Oh my goodness, why am I drawing a blank? I don't know. The 3 base chakras, anyway, up your spine. And they deal with security, confidence, and creativity. It's transformation and intuition and inspiration. And again, with the intuition, just like I was, it's very interesting there. And then you have Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil's the world tree. It's the tree that holds all the 9 realms of the cosmos. It's that need to stay grounded and have those really deep roots. Like Yggdrasil, really. I mean, it's a tree with really deep roots. And when they have that, they can weather any storm. That's what keeps them from blowing over in the wind or, getting knocked down at the smallest thing. It's that stability is provided by the deep roots. It's staying balanced in your words, your thoughts, your actions, and aligning with your highest good and your greatest integrity and holding everything together. I feel like maybe you were the one holding everything together. Yggdrasil basically holds all the realms together, and you are kind of the one in your family or your friends or your group that kind of holds everything together. And people look to you for that. But that, while that is quite the, I don't know, it's nice to have people look up to you and come to you for everything, but it comes at a cost. It's not, you're not free. You're, wow, why is that so? it comes at the cost of feeling the obligations, feeling the weight of having it all put on your shoulders. But the freedom, the aha thing, is that you can put that burden down. You don't have to be responsible for anybody else. Okay, everyone makes their own choices. And that's not your responsibility. You can guide them, you can advise them, you can give them advice, but what someone chooses to do with that is completely up to them. You have no say over that. You can let it go. Don't regret, have no regrets. Be free and don't live in that weighed down obligation kind of, thing. Let's see what else we have here. We've got Thor here, so I want to get to him. Thor is, oh my goodness, one of my favorites. Not Marvel Thor, but Thor, the god, is the god of storms. He's the Aesir god. He's the strongest god, and he's a protector of humans. He has the chariot drawn by his magical goats. He has Mjolnir, his hammer, and he's very much a fertility god. He's a god of the people and the working class. Thor and his hammer, which Mjolnir, his hammer, can heal or it can hurt. Okay? It's that kind of, it can do either one. And you can use his hammer to break through the barriers in the physical, emotional, and mental and spiritual realms, and then use it to heal them for good. Both break down the barriers and then heal that. What the heck? This is just driving me crazy. I think I must have knocked it somehow. Hopefully you can live with that. So it's about that breakthrough. The hammer can help you with the breakthrough because it can help you break through barriers, okay? You've got the breakthrough rune, and then you've got Mjolnir. And I know it says Thor, but I see Mjolnir, I mean, that's what the card looks like. So yes, while you may be the one holding everything together, it's about letting people take responsibility for themselves, and you're responsible for yourself. Be free. Understand that power of being free from obligations and regret and all of that, and release some of that. I don't know if I'm saying this in the way that I get images mostly, and it's hard to sometimes put it into words, feelings. I get a lot of feelings. And so it's that, whoa, those two came shooting out. I guess we're going with it. We've got sanctuary and awareness. Awareness is, look at that. Beautiful. Pay attention to the subtleties. Look with new eyes. There are signs and omens everywhere. Yes, it's those downloads and messages that you're getting. And awareness and Dagaz are very similar. Dagaz is that sudden breakthrough and awareness, that sudden flash of insight. And that comes from these signs and omens and messages that you're getting. Pay attention to that. This I was with the astral travel and moving between realms. You're getting all these messages and you're doing it. You move between realms kind of in a way that it feels like it's just like second nature to you, like you've always done it. And so you're kind of that, thing like everybody must do this, and not everybody does that like you do. You do it completely different. You are unique and amazing in what you do. So pay attention to that and listen to your intuition and what you get from those other realms, because that's very important in all this. And then you have sanctuary. Embrace the need for solitude. Your inner sanctuary calls you. Renew yourself and thrive. Yes. So it's about taking some time for yourself. You might be the one that holds everything together, but it's not selfish to take the time that you need. Sometimes we think of self-care as being selfish. And if you're coming from that feminine kind of yielding, compassionate, nurturing, you want to take care of everybody kind of energy, then it can be very difficult for you to take the time that you need to go within, to rejuvenate your spirit, to have that time for yourself. But that's not selfish. That's kind of like the whole, on an airplane, you put your own mask on first and then you help your child or whoever. But you have to have yours first. You have to fill your cup first before you can help anyone else out. So, having that strength, Thor is definitely giving you strength. Having that strength to take the time that you need to refill your cup, to replenish your spirit, that's important for you right now. That connection with the other side, that awareness, that connection that you have is very important to your spirit. And that's what helps you to stay balanced and grounded. So, choose the freedom to do that. Have the courage to do that for yourself. Because then you can give to others from the overflow of your cup. Let's see. Yes, you have the Eight of Cups. You've been drowning. You've been I feel like you've been so overwhelmed that you've taken on too much. You may need boundaries. I mean, it may be as simple as saying no. Have the strength to say no, because it's pulling you down. And your cup is empty. You need to take the time to refill your own cup. Let's take one more here. These. Yes, you have strength. Look at that. You have strength and you have Thor. You have Thor's strength behind you. You have him with you. And he is very much the one to lend you strength. But don't use your strength to keep yourself down. Use your strength to build yourself up, to bring yourself up, so that then you can bring everyone else up with you. Because you've got that awareness and that connection to the other side that not everyone has. I mean, even the Valkyries have wings. I mean, fly. Spread your wings. Have the strength to release these burdens and these regrets and these things that you can't change. Have the strength to go within and take that time for yourself and connect with the other side so that you can have that aha moment, that breakthrough. Connect with your divine feminine. Let's do one of these to finish us up here. Well, we're not choosing that one because that one's been every one. This one. Be fearless. Yes. Have the strength to be fearless. Look at that. I don't know about the other side, but this side is perfect for you. Dearest you, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes your main story that you use to define yourself and the world. So to get the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable and hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do you tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that spirit is in all things? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one we know to be true about you. a story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowered story about well-being, wisdom, and grace. You'll experience your world according to the story you tell about it. So make sure they're stories you're proud of. Genuine, loving fan club. Yes. Beautiful. So, yes, what stories are you telling yourself? Become aware of what stories you're telling. First, you have to look at that and then change the stories. Are you a victim or are you a survivor? Show your strength, respect yourself, have confidence and dignity to face yourself, to face your situation. Know that you have the strength to do so, that you don't have to allow anyone to drag you down. And don't drag yourself down. Don't put yourself down. There's enough of that in the world. Tell yourself how much you love yourself. Love and respect yourself. Because until you respect yourself, no one else can respect you. You need to respect yourself first. What happens on the inside is a reflection of your outer world. Your outer world reflects what is inside. That's it. Those are your readings. Definitely call on Thor with his strength. Call on the Valkyries. They will lend you strength. They will help you to get free of these old stories that no longer serve you. And be strong, like Yggdrasil, like the tree. I know you have it in you. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. And till next time, hugs and blessings to you. Okay, my pile number 4. Let's see. You chose the rune Uruz. Uruz and Thor, I think this is perfect together. Okay? So you chose Thor and Uruz. Uruz is the rune of strength, vitality, good health. It can be that strength of a bison, strength of an ox. It's that wild and primal energy, that warrior energy. It can be like a bull, though, where you can be really, really peaceful and just minding your own business and everything is fine. You're very easygoing. But then if you're provoked or threatened, you're deadly. I mean, definitely the rune of strength. Love it. Especially with Thor. And here we have Thor. I think that's just perfect. So Thor is that, we just had him in the last reading as well. And he's a fertility deity. He's the god of storms. He is the strongest Aesir god. He's protector of the humans, a god of the people and working class. He has his chariot with his goats. He has Mjolnir, his hammer. And, Thor is just strong. Like, just that strength. And so it's strength times 2. And it feels very masculine strength, honestly, is how this reading feels like it's going to go. Let's see. Yes, look at that. We have Tiwaz, and that is Tyr. That's another, he's my favorite god is Tyr. You have Kano, the fire. We've got the vulva, okay, and the Valkyrie. So I guess you have masculine and feminine. You have a really well-balanced reading coming up here. Let's see. Get all this put out. Move it all back a little. I love that with Thor and the strength. All right. But then your strength needs to be tempered with loyalty, with focus and discipline. Tyr and Tiwaz, I always call it Tyr because it's the god Tyr. When I see this rune, Tyr is there. Tyr is talking to me. And he's a spiritual warrior too. He is, like I said, focus, discipline, loyalty, fierceness in battle, very noble and protective. You have that tears protection. You know, it's the victory rune. You have victory in battle. You know, it's divine protection, tears protection. So not only do you have the strength, but you also have protection. And then you have Kanaz, or Kano as I call it. Kano is literally the torch, the fire, the spark of creativity. It's passion. It can also be that which consumes us. Fire consumes things. It can also be downloads and illumination. You know, a torch lights things up. And it's wisdom from the gods. You know, it's that wisdom. Trying to think of how to put it. Wisdom, just divine wisdom. I'm drawing a blank for words today. I know the feeling I have, but I can't quite put it there. But basically, this is just that fire, that passion. And your passion, if you follow that, that's what leads to more manifestation. You've got the strength of Thor, you've got the divine protection, and you've got that passion. And then you've got the vulva. And the vulva, she's our first feminine card here. She's the female shaman. She practices Seder, which is a form of magic, divination magic. And she gets that from the goddess Freya. And Freya also taught Odin Seder. Odin, even though it's woman's magic, Odin actually learned that. And so it's prepare for initiation, you know, a greater intuition. And it's about trusting your intuition and letting that guide you. It's about staying centered and grounded too. You know, so while you're being consumed by this passion, whatever it is that's consuming you, you have to also stay balanced. You have to stay grounded and centered and trust yourself. Trust your own intuition and what's coming through. And then you have the Valkyrie. And we had this one as well in the last reading. We had Thor and the Valkyrie in that last number 3 pile. The Valkyrie are these beautiful and terrifying women who choose the bravest and worthiest of the dead that are slain in battle. For Valhalla or Folkvanger, Odin's Hall or Freya's Hall, their energy is really wild and free. And you can ask them for help with redemption, with relief. You can use their energy to have courage, to release what no longer serves you. You know, release regrets. You can't change the past. It's that kind of energy. It's that freedom. So it's the freedom to trust your intuition. Both of these are more feminine, but these are masculine. All 4 of these are masculine. But you've also got the feminine side, that intuition that's leading you. Don't be like a bull in a china shop and just knock everything over and break it. You know, don't do that. Take the time to not be so consumed, but to stay grounded, to stay balanced, to stay in that balanced feminine and masculine state, and know that you have the divine guidance and the divine protection as well. You know, you've kind of got divine guidance here, wisdom from the gods with that divine protection here, and that magic of your own that allows you to see all of this interconnectedness of everything. You've got that divination that you can do on your own. You know, it's that intuition really expanding, growing, kind of like the fire can just expand and grow. And yes, definitely trust your intuition. Let's see what else we have here for your reading. What are your messages? strength. Look at that. You have strength, you have strength, you have strength. Basically, all three of those are strength. Now, if we get the tarot card of strength, I think we'll have the whole set, you know. I think you are very strong, even if you don't realize it. And yes, you're on a quest. Look at that. Beautiful. One more. I feel like that one. Healing. Beautiful. All right. All right, let's see. This strength card says, you have courage. You can endure. Find your center and spiral into your power. Yes, staying centered and grounded. And yes, spiraling into your power is exactly what I think this Thor with his strength and Uru's, you know, you have that strength. You've got courage. You've got courage to go on this quest. You're on a quest. And it says, be bold and mighty forces will aid you. Take action. Good luck favors the brave. Yes, you have that divine, you know, mighty forces aiding you. You have Thor and Tyr. I mean, to me, they're the mightiest you can have at your back. So you've got everything you need for this quest. And then you've got healing. Bless all in need of healing, hope, and love. Spirit, grant us strength and wisdom. Guide us to the path of wellness. Yes. And that is where the Valkyries can really help you to heal all these things that have held you back in the past. They no longer need to hold you back. You can have the strength to release them. You know, all of this is telling you, you've got the strength to do anything. You know, be kind to yourself and follow your intuition. Follow your passions. Where are they leading you? Have the strength to be true to yourself enough to do that, because you've got all that strength. And let's see what we get for tarot. What else? What are your messages? Yes, you've got the Knight of Pentacles. Look at that. Yes. And let's see, what else? The Three of Wands. Beautiful. Your ships are coming in. And one more. The Ten of Cups. Beautiful. Look at that. So yes, you've got all of this coming in. So whatever you feel like you need all this strength for, you're strong enough to endure anything. You're strong enough to trust your intuition and let it lead you. Because this Knight of Pentacles is that fast-moving energy. It's a change in your financial situation. It's that everything comes full circle. And through all of this, you've had the strength to get through so much that now it's coming back around to you. And then you have, yeah, because then you have the Three of Wands. And with this card here, she's standing up there watching the ships coming in. I mean, it's literally telling you your ships are coming in. It's that bounty, that abundance, that all coming in for you. And then you have the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is that ultimate happiness, that contentment, that bliss. This is all leading up to this change of circumstances, this money coming in, and this happiness and love and connectedness. You know, if you look, there's two of them there in the embrace, and it's beautiful. You know, embrace life, really. Because it's Thor and Tyr are with you, and as long as you continue with your loyalty and your nobleness, you have this divine protection. Trust your intuition, trust your passions, and follow them, because then your ships come in, and then you've got the love, the health. You know, you've definitely got the strength and vitality, and then you're healing, so you've got all that good health too. So let's see one last message here and see what else we get for you. Celebrate life. Beautiful. Dearest you have a unique purpose and destiny. You're on a quest that only you can fulfill. But first, you need to know that destiny isn't a destination. You don't arrive at some special place where, poof, you're perfect and happy all the time. It's about establishing and firming up a commitment to a certain experience, whatever form that takes. Your soul knows what you need to experience. Your destiny is to be present to all of life's adventures, to discover your talents and fulfill in full potential through allowing inspiration and intuition to lead you, and to risk to risk standing apart from the crowd to listen to your soul. You're you are special as much as you can, as much as you are also paradoxically one with the world, individual yet part of a great whole. Both truths have led you to this moment, where we are saying you are on the right track, even if your ego self doesn't see that. Listen to your soul. Check in with spirit. Keep going. Spirit loves you. Life loves you. We love you. Yes, exactly. You're on the right path. Trust that intuition. You're on this quest, but the quest is never ending. You don't want it to end. You want that freedom, to explore and expand. You have the strength and the divine protection, and you won't have to worry about things. Everything is going to be okay. Everything's going to be taken care of. Just enjoy your quest. Enjoy your adventure. Life is an adventure. I hope you have a great adventure today, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can join us on Patreon and so much more. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, hugs and blessings to you.